Checkpoint XP on campus back one more time. Make sure all of you guys like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Wherever you pretty much talk to other human beings, we there. So make sure you guys follow us and check us out. But one big thing that me and my compadre Jacob Brothers have to talk about is the final weekend of the UCLA Summer Invitational. They put together a tournament featuring Overwatch, Valorant, and League of Legends, three of the biggest esports in the world right now, that brought together a litany of schools from the western United States and a few from more so in the Rocky Mountain area to play those 3 games. And the last weekend was upon us that just passed, and we were wondering if UC-Irvine would win at League of Legends as well.
The full
sweep. They
sweep.
Dominated in Overwatch, right? They dominated in Valorant. And now they had an opportunity to do the same in League of Legends. But that didn't happen.
No, sir.
They were nowhere to be found.
No. There were 2 other champions of the realm in there.
Yeah, there was no UCI conversation to be had here. But we will talk about one of our teams to watch. We said this earlier, Jacob, just to prove to people that it's not like we
sometimes we know what we're talking about.
We know what we're talking about here is that Maryville University went up against Arizona State in the finals of League of Legends, and let me tell you something, Maryville was as imperious as they have ever been.
Let me start with my non-league gamer analysis of this game. So it was best of 5, and Maryville swept 3-0. And it was Maryville being like, hey, we're just not really in the same league as you. But I will say the ASU did put on a very good showing. They did get kills. There were times of that game where they were competent. And I think that ASU is a top team in that region, no question. But the most important part of my analysis is that ASU did win one thing, and that was the name game. I'm a sucker for good names. Okay, bro, come on. So the whole ASU team, that team is Fire Theft, High on Bako, Cat on Thy Roof, Snoops, and Pseudo. Even when you have, it was a 3-0, but it felt a little bit closer. Were those matches dominant? Yes, but ASU felt like they did have a pulse in some of those games. But at least you can take home that all their names are dynamite.
Yes, they are.
Now, what was the player analysis of this game?
Anyway, the one thing I want to say, though, about ASU is that a lot of it did feel like they were being sucked into Maryville's game plan. Throughout the series, Maryville never really truly looked out of control. I definitely want to give love out to iconic Maryville's jungler who played a lot on Graves, which, by the way, Graves was let through in game 2, and I have no idea why. But Maryville, in the first match, it was a straight fight versus fight. Who's gonna come out on top? And in the mid game, you began to see Maryville pull away. It was a bloodbath. It was 26-16 in terms of kills. When you got that many kills in a match, there's no micro game. There's no meta. There's just the objective. We will fight, really. Run it up mid and fight. That's what that was. And so game 1, for the most part, was fairly straightforward and easily won by Maryville. But game 2 is where stuff really started to get weird. And let me tell you something, Jacob. You may not be somebody who spent a lot of time watching a lot of League of Legends, but I can tell you this. There are very few things in esports more exciting than the back door in League of Legends.
Oh, in Heroes of the Storm, that was my favorite thing. Absolutely.
Let me explain this to you. All right, so ASU got out to a huge lead in the beginning and the mid game. We're in the late game. They are running a 2-lane attack. They are a mere 2 turrets away from closing this game out and tying the series. Essentially what happens is the top laner from Maryville, Niles, backdoor teleports into the base by himself, takes down 2 turrets. He's then joined in by Wolf, the mid laner, and before you knew it, the game was over. And Maryville ended up walking away with the W. It was absolutely monstrous. The casters were losing their minds. And let me tell you something. If Maryville is just doing that willy-nilly in the middle of a grand finals, I don't know how you stop them. Well, I don't know how you stop them.
To me, that reads that you have a team that's intelligent enough to know when the cheese works, right? Like, you need to be able to, like, there's nothing wrong with cheese strats, you know? Because there's always going to be a situation where that's the right answer. And you need to be a team that can be like, all right, we're backdooring right now. And to be able to have that kind of a call and then to execute right away.
Yeah, and you know, even when Arizona State tried to teleport back and fight it off, it was a little bit too late. And again, because of Maryville's superior ability to team fight and 1v1, they were able to come out with that game 2 win. And in game 3, it was a little bit of the same. Arizona State got out to an early lead, but the mid game very much so belonged to Maryville, and they ended up taking the W for the whole UCLA Summer Invitational. So with that said, at the end, the UCLA Summer Invitational results are UC-Irvine winning out in Overwatch, UC-Irvine winning in Valorant, and Maryville winning out in League of Legends. So congratulations to those 2 teams, really 3 teams, but only 2 teams. Congratulations to those 2 schools, and we look forward to seeing more of them in the future.